Welcome to this channel. I'm Dan and I love painting minis. I'm no high-end master of all the techniques person that you see on all the other YouTube channels. I wouldn't necessarily call myself a beginner, unfortunately, because that would be a great excuse, but I definitely still have a lot to learn. And that's what this channel's all about, me learning, and maybe some other people can learn alongside me. That's what this video is about. I really want to encourage new painters, people that are interested in the hobby but have never done it. Please do it. You can start for not that much money, without that much equipment. It doesn't have to take up a lot of space, so just give it a go. This video is very quickly going to give you an introduction to the bare bones essentials. Go out there, don't spend a lot of money, get the small amount of stuff, then you can see if you like the hobby and follow along with the rest of the videos. The idea of this is to encourage as many people as possible into this hobby. So, paintbrushes. What you want is not something like this that's flat. You want something with a nice round pointed tip to it, so you can get into all of those finer detailed areas. The sharper the point, the better the paintbrush usually. Some water, you're going to use that to thin down your paints and wash your brushes. Somewhere to put your paint, that can be in these cheap little pots you can buy, or you can even order sample tiles, ceramic tiles. They work great as well. You can make a wet palette for very cheap. You'll hear about wet palettes from a lot of people, but I'll cover that later. I won't use that at this time. And then a miniature. You can pick some of these up very, very cheap. This is a Reaper Bones miniature made of resin. It's about as cheap and simple as you get. For the paint, I've decided to use just 4 paints. 2 colours to get a little bit of variance in the colours, a black and a white, so that you can darken or lighten the colours as you see fit. And so that's it. With these items, you haven't spent that much money, and that is enough to get started with miniature painting. Naturally, with things like paintbrushes, the more you spend, the better you tend to get, but you really can get away with the very cheap and basic hobby paintbrushes that you can get for this sort of thing. You can definitely get everything that's in this video for around £15 to £20. Now, I'm going to paint a miniature with just the items that I've shown you. I'm not using anything else. Don't expect this to be the best miniature I've ever painted. I just want to show you the sort of result that you can get, not having any fancy blends, not doing any shades or highlights or anything else, just putting the base colours down on the miniature. You can still get a cool tabletop result. It's going to look better if you do play things like Dungeons and Dragons than just having like a grey or black or whatever colour it comes in sitting on the maps that you provide. And that's a real key thing to take away. These aren't necessarily display pieces that people pick up and inspect all the tiny little details. This is something that's going to be seen from above at a distance. It's just there to make it feel somehow slightly more immersive. And after getting an end result of that with just the base colours, I did decide to spend a little bit of time just adding slow increments of whites and blacks to provide a very basic highlight and shade, just to show what you can do if you put a little bit more time and effort into the miniature, just to show again that you don't need to buy loads of different stuff to be able to use some of the techniques that you'll see in the really cool videos that are out there. Naturally, having more colours means that you'll be able to get more interesting looking results, but for having spent very little and used very little equipment, and again taking up very little space, I think we're able to get a pretty cool result. And I really hope that this will just pique that interest up to the level that someone that's interested in it actually gets this stuff, tries it out. Hopefully you enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, that's fine. You've tried a new hobby, you've learned, and you've not spent that much money or time. If you did like it, sorry, you're hooked now. So you're going to end up wanting to get more miniatures, more paints, more paintbrushes, but this is something that develops over time. I'm going to be producing a lot of videos because I want to get better and I want to get better efficiently. So I'm going to be painting different miniatures with different techniques, and I'm going to hopefully be able to record and provide all of those as videos. So feel free to follow along with any of those. I really am thankful for you watching. I'm a tiny channel. I've only just started, so anything helps. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for watching. Seriously, thanks for sticking to the end. That's all I got for you. And hopefully see you again.